Namaste, yoga platform. So today I'm calling this diving in the deep end, and it's one of my favorites and not my favorite. You'll see what I mean. Basically, it's going to be a really relaxing, long hold in forward fold, seated. Why? Because forward fold for me, and I wanted to share this with you, is one of the most confrontational poses that I can hold myself in for my anatomy and for my physical structure. As a product of sitting in forward fold, I find it so extremely challenging for my mind to want to stay calm. All of the notions, the stories, all of that stuff that we tell ourselves, for me, really is in upheaval during seated forward fold. So what better way to deal with that than to do it? BABAY0GA, in his book, Light on Yoga, it speaks of many different poses that are beneficial. He speaks of master poses, shoulder stand and plow. And in that text, it's understood that, well, hold those poses for 30 minutes and what's going to happen? What things are going to surface during that time, and how can you manage to withstand the storm? So that's what we're going to do in a way. So I'll be with you doing this. This is going to be quite relaxing because seated forward fold is very much inward, cooling and calming, yet has its challenges. So if you want any props, I'm going to suggest what I'm going to do, but feel free to grab a rolled up blanket or even a block to lift yourselves up. And we're not going for perfect anatomy, and we're not going for grabbing the toes or pulling. This is going to be very passive. So I'll set us up in the right way, palms upturned. Okay? So the way I'm going to do this is I'm actually going to create a little roll in my mat. Quite a lot. And quite tight, so it's quite firm. And then I'm going to place my bum just on the edge. I'm going to reach my legs out. And just set myself up, get the flesh out of the way. There we go. So I'm sitting right on the edge of that roll. Start to lengthen upwards first through the spine. Let's breathe in. Palms upturned, exhale, let them rest on the floor. Come into a very accessible variation. Chin in. Where the spiral of your crown of your head is, where the hair grows out in that spiral formation, imagine that having thread attached through that runs down your spine. It's almost like a thread that someone could pull out and then you'd fall into like one of those toys with the giraffes of the string. If you know what I'm talking about, you'll know. I like to think of that as the thread in my spine. Activate that inner thread and reach it at an up and diagonal. So you're not going forward, you're not going down. You're going almost up and away from the pose a little bit, but to create the vertical height, this visual may help you. So let's start to relax into this shape. Don't worry about where you are now, because that will change. And each breath is an opportunity for you to dive deeper into the shape. And I don't mean deeper as in the physical formation. I mean, let's get into the mind stuff. Let's start to tap into that wellspring of infinite resource and support. And I offer you this as a thought, and I'm doing it myself now. I'm fidgeting, and it's okay to arrive and fidget in this. But can you stop all of those voluntary movements, even for a split second, and then you start again and you revisit that idea? So everything is really super stable. And you may find that over time, you may get a little bit more depth, and that's okay. Just go in and let your body guide you rather than your mind. So let the intellect take a step back. The heart is guiding this experience. Remember the thread through the crown spiral of your head. And then as your body becomes relaxed and your mind starts to relax as well, then your breath becomes really nourishing and full. So I'm experiencing some change going on in my structure. And as that starts to happen, I feel a little bit more connected each time to the presence of what this shape offers. Every gap in the mind is an opportunity to connect to the higher self, the higher being that moves us. And you can think of this as a yin style approach, but I actually think it's more than just a category of what a presentation of yoga is. It's beyond a style. This is like meditation, but incorporating stillness in an asana. Stillness in asana, whilst meditating on the glory of the contents of your mind, all of the fullest capacity that you are capable of. No limitation. You've been here for a while already. Make sure you maintain that beautiful thread of consistency, which is your breath. Relax the jaw and the face, all the muscles around the eyes. If you wish to now, you can down turn the hands to the floor. Avoid pulling, but just gently use them to help support you in a different way now, and feel the different quality from wanting to grab on, to now having the traction against the ground. And always focus on the crown spiral going up and out rather than down. And that will hopefully pull the heart and breastbone forward with you as well. Shoulders down the back, jaw is relaxed. Every minute feels like forever in this instance, full of potential. Please breathe in and out. And on the inhale, it's so slow to use your hands to slowly, super slowly, gradually lift yourself upright, super slow. Let your head be the last thing. Just realign it over the hips, upright. Maybe look up a little bit. And then just pick yourself up, come up off the roll the mat out behind you, scoot the bum forward a little bit and start to take yourself down to the floor very gently, very gently. Lay the back down against the floor, knees into chest. Let the head drop and support by the floor. Open the arms up to a wide T. Drop both knees over to the right. Gorgeous double leg spinal twist. Inhale through center. And exhale to the other side. So much serenity and stillness. Please bring the knees back into middle in-breath. And for 1 minute rest together, extend the legs. Lay on the floor. Please take a breath in. And a big breath out. Beautiful, guys. Bring the feet to the floor. And the knees into the chest. Hold them, squeeze them. And I like to exit this way, keeping my eyes closed. Rock and roll up to seated once. And then we bring the hands into unity in prayer. Breathe in one more time together. Exhale, bow, chin into chest. Namaste.